When you have a limited amount of time to visit any place, it's good to plan ahead, especially when visiting Budapest. Budapest is not a small city at all, and there are so many sights to see, so if you want to fit into 48 hours, then you will have to pick your destinations wisely. I'm Medina, and in today's video I'm going to show you the best 48-hour itinerary to visit Budapest, so you won't have any hassle and you can make the most out of your time. Right now I'm going to set the timer and we are ready to go. We're going to start today's sightseeing from a pretty central location, what is Fővámtér, and right now our first location to visit is the Great Market Hall. Before you go into the building, please just take a second to look at the architecture and also check out the tiles, because they are pretty famous. If you are already in the market hall, you can check out some famous stuff like the goose liver, the famous Hungarian paprika, or the unicum, which is our local spirit. But to be honest, these items are going to be so much more cheaper in regular stores than in here at the market hall. The Great Market Hall is already almost 130 years old and still now is serving the locals and the tourists as well. You can find here fruits, vegetables, everyday groceries and so many souvenirs as well. Mugs, gloves, t-shirts, keychains, everything what you want. But one thing what I want to mention you, that on many kind of t-shirts and bags and other things you can see these very special Hungarian motifs. If you didn't have breakfast in the hotel, the Great Market Hall is also a very good place to test out many local dishes, but I must tell, it's not going to be cheap. I encourage you to try out a few things, like for example a strudel, but otherwise I think there are better and cheaper places to eat here in Budapest. You can easily spend a half hour or even a whole hour here in the Great Market Hall, but right now we have to go because the itinerary is tight. The Great Market Hall was great, of course, and even though we started in here, right now we are heading to the Buda side via the Liberty Bridge. 7 bridges connecting Buda and Pest side, but for me this is the favorite. As you're crossing the bridge and arriving to the Buda side of Budapest, then you're going to meet with the very famous Gellért hotel, which also gives home for the Gellért bath. After crossing the bridge, let's climb up to the Gellért hill, but first let's check out that place over there. You're going to find here a cave church, which is super interesting, so let's go inside. As you can see, this is really a cave. This is actually part of the Gellért hill cave system. This is a Roman Catholic church what is really in use every day, so let's check out that when are the mass times, so in this case you will know that when you can or cannot come to visit. After visiting the cave church, let's continue our trip up to the hill. The locals also like to climb up here because there are so many great viewpoints with benches, so you just can come up here after a hard day relaxing and admire the city. Just arrived up to the top of the Gellért hill to visit the Statue of Liberty, but unfortunately the site is closed. I don't know what's the case, because normally this is not the situation, but I'm hoping that when you are going to come, you're going to get closer. Us couldn't get closer to the top right now, let's climb down from the hill on the other side and heading to the Buda castle area. The castle area is only a few minutes away by walk, so you don't have to take any kind of transportation, but in any way we're going to be on feet almost all day, so take a comfy shoe. As you are coming from the Gellért hill area, you're going to arrive to the bottom of the castle, so for the first stop you can check out the castle garden bazaar. After checking the garden area, let's go up on the stairs and check out the castle. Once you're arriving up in here to the castle area, you will have many stuff to do. You can visit the Hungarian National Gallery right behind me, or the History Museum as well. But I think it's even more interesting that there is a cave system under the castle area. Also right now in here where I'm walking, there is caves under my feet. So you can apply for tours if you're interested in, or you can check out the cave hospital, which was also used as a bunker during the Second World War, and it's a super interesting place. So let's pick your favorite. And a few minute walks later, here we are to check out the very famous Matthias Church and also the Fisherman's Bastion, which is one of the most iconic places of the city, and you're going to have a spectacular view. Because it's already pretty late, I suggest you to have a lunch in the castle area, because there are so many places and you can check out some Hungarian foods as well. But just a 10-minute walk away in the nearby streets you can find more cheaper options and not only Hungarian dishes, so it's your decision. As finished with the lunch, it's time to head to our next spot, which is going to be the Margared Island. But in the meantime, look at this! On the road we have a sick view to the Parliament as well. River Danube is dividing the city for two sides, Pest and Buda. This is the reason why the sides can be pretty far from each other, so it's better to follow a plan when visiting Budapest. You will have to take around a 25-minute walk all along the shore on the Buda side, then coming up here to the Margaret Bridge and arriving to the Margared Island. This place is located in the middle of River Danube, between the two sides of the city, and it's really popular. So many people are coming in here, locals and tourists as well. Margaret Island is a great place to relax. You can walk around the island, or you just can lay down in the grass and have some picnic. You can check out the small zoo that is located on the island, and there is even a bus, so there are so many stuff to do. I also suggest you to rent a bike on the Margaret Island, or maybe just check out the huge cotton candies that they are offering in here, but I'm going to leave a link up in here for you where you can check out all the fun things that you can do in the island. And after visiting the island, it's time to get on a boat. Let's search for the National Swimming Pool, which is that brown brick building right behind me, and on the other road you're going to find the port for the boat. Many people are taking expensive cruises on River Danube, but here is a local tip for you. There is a scheduled boat ride, which is part of the public transport system, and it runs between May and September, and you can also use it for less than 4 euros. If you want to take the upper deck, then don't forget to bring a coat or at least a jumper with you, because as you can see, it's super windy. The only disadvantage of this boat trip is that it's not running so frequently, only in every 2 hours, so you have to schedule your trip. So here is the end of the boat trip, but it was almost 1 hour long, so I think it was pretty decent. We landed on Vigadó Square, so right now we are back at Pest side. After arriving with the boat to the Vigadó Square, you don't have to do anything else, just follow this one long road and you're going to arrive to the downtown of Budapest. As you're arriving to the Vörösmarty Square, you will find over there right behind me the Gellért confectionery, which is a very famous place in here in Budapest. But on the other side you can also check out Váci Street, where there are so many shopping options for fast fashion, and also in the other street there is the fashion street where you're going to find high-end brands. From the Vörösmarty Square, I suggest you to walk a few minutes via Király Street until arriving here to the Gosdú Garden. In Gosdú Garden you're going to find tons of good places to have a great dinner. You can find in here Italian, Mediterranean, Spanish, Hungarian, so many different cuisines, and there is a really good vibe in here, so I highly suggest you to come here and have a great night at Gosdú Garden. Sometimes you can even find here salsa parties, or you can play some game in the Arcadia. And after the dinner, I suggest you to finish the day in one of the most famous ruin bar of Budapest, here at Kert. This place is really a vibe with so many old school and retro stuff, so don't miss it. Here is the end of day 1 and we're going to continue from here tomorrow. See you! Good morning! Welcome back! Here is our second day and we're going to start at a very special place at the Hungarian Parliament right behind me. The Hungarian Parliament is the second biggest parliament in whole Europe. Next to the parliament you can also find a visitor center what is free of charge to visit. So if you don't want to go into the building, you can also check out this place. And here is an important tourist information, there is a free toilet in here as well. The parliament is pretty spectacular from the inside. Look at these so many golden details around. Amazing. After visiting the parliament, let's come here down to the river Danube and check out the famous shoes on the riverbank. The famous chain bridge is at the moment under construction, so you're not going to see it in full beauty, but in any way it's good to go a bit closer. You just have to take a few steps from the chain bridge and coming here to the Basilica area in the downtown. And if you are in the Basilica area, then don't forget to treat yourself with the best macarons of Budapest. Literally the best stuff in town, don't miss it. After the delicious macarons, let's walk here to the Deák Square area where you can check out the Budapest Eye. I also suggest you to have some lunch here at the downtown area because there are so many opportunities to fill your belly, because after that we're going to leave this area. From Deák Square, let's use the Metro Line 1 via Hero Square. This is going to be a very special and historical ride, as Metro Line 1 is running since 1896 and this was the first subway on the continental Europe. Walking out from the subway, you will directly arrive to the very famous Hero Square, where you can take a few photos. If you are visiting Budapest, it's a must to go into a spa, so I suggest you to spend the rest of the day in the famous Széchenyi baths, where you can relax, have a massage, and you can even come here during winter time because of the sweet, warm thermal water. I hope you also enjoyed today's video. Then don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe, and we are going to explore new places next week in the next video. See you guys!